Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuhu. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace and blessings of Almighty be upon you. We are going to talk about a recent development in the Union government. The Union cabinet has given a nod to submit a bill in the parliament houses. It is to change the marriage age of women from 18 to 21. It is going to amend the existing PCMA Act, which is Prevention of Child Marriage Act. So this thing have been done based on the recommendation from the committee called Jaya Jetli committee, led by the MP Jaya Jetli. But we feel that it is not only the recommendation of this particular committee, it is a wish of the Prime Minister, because in his recent speech in Independence Day, he has already conveyed that the age of a woman needs to be changed. His desire has been already came to light. So we are actually opposing this particular age increase. There are several reasons behind that. We are going to talk about each one of that. So the reason given by the Jaya Jetli committee is basically this is going to improve the MMR, that is maternal mortality rate. The people, the women who is dying during the delivery of the child will be reduced. That's the reason they are giving, and the health condition of a woman will get improved. So this is based on the data of the recent surveys and all they are proposing. But we feel that it is not right, and it is not also rational. So the age of women and men to get married, it's getting changed from the time these laws are came into existence, right? From the 1929 to 1978, it has got changed multiple times. 1929, it was actually 14 for women and 18 for men. And in 1978, it was modified to 18 for women and 21 for men. Now they are proposing to change women's marriage age from 18 to 21. So the reason given by them is basically the nutrition related issues and also the maternal mortality rate. But friends, there is another angle to it, and we feel that it is purely political, and also it's not logical, and it's irrational steps taken by the government. Currently, the India known to be a rape capital of the world, right? Whether we like it or not, being our mother nation, we would like to appreciate it or not, that's the fact which is there. The crimes against the women, crime against the children, crime against the elderly people with respect to sexual assault is increasing day by day, and it is in peak now. Why it is happening? It is because of the current social elements which is there, and especially the cinema or some of the websites in the internet, which is making the men and women to get into that wrong thing. So that's happening. Majorly, people who are getting impacted are women, and now this is going to get increased furthermore with this age increase, right? When men or women getting married at the age of 18 or 21, they are basically their sexual requirements are getting channelized to one legal way, and it is happening in a better way, so it is not being exploited by anybody. But now that is not going to happen. But there is a fun fact also here. Now the government is actually allowing men or a women to have a sex with anybody they like at the age of 18 itself. Even if they are not married, they can get into sexual relationship. That is being allowed by the same government. The recent amendments, the recent judgments, all those things which is talking about this, right? Men and women who is actually having a mutual consent to have a sex at the age of 18, they can have. Even they can have a homosexual relationship at the age of 18, it is permitted. They can have an extramarital relationship, it is permitted. Even without the marriage, they can have a sex with anybody. If they are having it with a mutual consent after the age of 18, it is permitted. So when you are allowing certain things which is happening at the age of 18, which is not moral, which is not good for the society, as we believe, you are allowing such bad things to happen, but you are restricting the legal marriage, which can restrict, which can prevent, which can channelize the efforts and energy of the men and women in a right direction. You are stopping that, but you are allowing the nasty things to the existence. That's one bad thing which we are seeing. And also, if you see, the voting age of men and women in this country is 18. A person can elect an MP, can elect the Prime Minister by electing an MP at the age of 18, that men and women can run the nation, or they can build the nation at the age of 18 by voting, but he cannot select, or he cannot get married at the age of 18 because they are not matured enough. Is this logical? So everyone needs to think about it. And another angle also to it. So we believe that it is purely political. We believe that it is basically a politically motivated decisions that they are trying to make to ensure that their dominance is maintained. The BJP is trying to do this for maintaining their dominance in certain regions and also to ensure wherever they are weaker, they wanted to improve there also. That's the reason they are bringing this also to our attention. Why we are saying, I just wanted to say, the current fertility rate of India is 2.20. That means every woman is giving a birth to a child in the ratio of 2.20, right? So maybe if you're taking in that direction, 10 women can give a birth of 22. That's the number which we can get out of this fertility rate, right? 2.20. Who is topping in this list now? Which state is topping in the list? Bihar is topping in the list. Uttar Pradesh is topping in the list. So they are actually about the national average of 2.20. They are at 2.6 and something. So India has started its numbers with 5 or 6 during the independence. Now it is coming down, right? But it is not coming down at the same rate across the India. If you see Bihar and Uttar Pradesh at 2.6, but if you see in Tamil Nadu, it is 1.6. So the experts are saying that the fertility rate will be maintained at 2.1. That's the healthy sign. That will have a better replacement ratio. Like if how many number of people are dying, how many people are coming live to this world, right? The birth rate. And the death rate cannot be having a too much difference, right? Then only you will be able to maintain a healthy population, right? In that particular in that particular scenario, Tamil Nadu and Kerala at the falling stage now. Already the replacement ratio in Kerala is well below. That means their population is not going to increase now. And also Tamil Nadu almost touched that particular place now. Now Tamil Nadu's population is not going to increase beyond the current number. For example, if you take Tamil Nadu's population is 7 crores or 8 crores, that is going to be not increased beyond the limits. It's going to be maintained almost in the same way because the death rate is there and birth rate is very lesser. So considering that, what is going to happen? There will be a demographic dividend may not be maintained the same across the state, and some states will be having more population and some state is going to have a less population, and we are going to have a problem. There will be a lot of migration. Because of that migration, there will be political tension, social tensions happening, and there will be a far right-wing elements will be using that particular opportunity to do their political agenda. For example, if you take in one state, the birth rate is lesser, and another state the birth rate is higher, and the migrants are coming from that state to this state, and their population is increasing, and that is going to cause a social tension. And that happened in many countries. It happened in Germany. It is happened in many other countries, and that has helped the far right wing to get their political agenda selling. Right? That has happened. So that's what is going to happen now also. That is one very important thing we all should know. And you will be knowing about the recent parliament building being built now. Central Vista, there is a project which is going on. You know the number of seats they have. They are having roughly about 700 seats. Why they are having 700? We are having only 500 plus MPs. Why they are having 700 seats? Because they are going to increase the number of MP seats across India based on the population. It's speculation which is coming out. We are feeling that it will become true also. If you take MPs numbers based on the population, who is going to get benefited? The states who are having more number of population is going to get benefited. So in that sense, UP or Bihar would get benefited out of it. Who is going to lose here? The countries, the states who have a better population control are going to be falling there. Now, for example, Kerala and Tamil Nadu may not get more MPs, where Uttar Pradesh and Bihar will get more MPs. Then the parliament is basically a number game. Whoever is having more number, they will have a strong opinion there. So that is going to happen, and this is actually going to help on that. So now you can ask me how increasing the age from 18 to 21 is going to cause such political issues, demographic dividend, far right wings rise, how that is going to happen, how that is going to increase the social tension. It will happen because women's childbearing age is falling between 16 years to 40 plus, right? When you are now legalizing the marriage for a woman at 21, that 5 years gap, the number of child women can produce will get reduced. That eventually it's going to bring down. That is going to impact the states which is having the low fertility rate. So this 2.20, the national average, and when you increase this particular age to 21, this cannot be applied equal among all the states, right? Bihar and Uttar Pradesh can have it if the government wants to, or the state government wants to. It cannot be there in Kerala, Tamil Nadu or Goa. Whoever is having the lower fertility rate and already going down in their population, they cannot have this. So this particular yardstick cannot be applied to two different states. This cannot be handled by a central government with a single order. They cannot do this. Every state has its own rights and they should be able to decide on this, and this age of 21 cannot be legalized, and it should be withdrawn or it should be dropped by the current union government. This government, we don't know whether they will listen it or not, but people are listening and they will ensure that this nonsense is done by this particular government, it's going to be changed, and whatever the tactics they are using for diverting the current issues, this is also one of that, and the people will be taking the right decision in the upcoming elections, with which we wanted to conclude Tamil Nadu Tawhid Jamaat strongly condemning increase of this particular age from 18 to 21, which is going to create several issues for this country and to the people. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.